think has been on here for 6 years. Wow. I'm not obnoxious anymore. I wish that had changed. Just kidding. A lot has changed since I last made a YouTube video 6 whole years ago. Yesterday, I rewatched almost all of my YouTube videos. I like to rewatch my videos, especially after a lot of time has passed. I've been very weird and very myself in my past vlogs. So rewatching them is a much more genuine and much less cumbersome means to reflect than scrolling through other social media posts and pictures. I'm really making this video for myself so that I can look back at it the same way. So if you're not me and you're watching this, you might be my loving family, a supporting friend, a curious acquaintance, a bored mutual, or a rotten-nosed, sour-mouthed bitch looking for reasons to hate me. But whoever you are, you ain't gonna get this anywhere else. So, on a serious note, the last time I made a video was August 13th, 2013. I was starting my junior year of high school. Today it is August 30th, 2019. So I'm gonna go through the past 6 years pretty much year by year. There are a few stories that will cause me to jump around. I probably will cuss. It won't be everything, but it'll be a lot. Junior year of high school. Junior year was the year, my dudes. Junior year was the best year of high school. I played varsity volleyball. I went to homecoming. I got my license. Went on a few dates. Went to a few concerts. Went to a few abandoned places and took pictures for photo class. Took a lot of cool pictures for photography class. I turned 17. I went to prom. Probably slept with a few people. And formulated the biggest and best friend group I will probably ever have. Codename Mafia, codename GK, codename Funky Hoes. Junior year was good. Senior year of high school. Yes, I skipped the summer. I forgot to make a Facebook album called Summer 2014. So I honestly don't know what the fuck I did. But senior year, I quit varsity volleyball. Actually, I made the team and I was in the yearbook picture, but I wanted to get a job, and I got a job at Hollister. Instead of going to volleyball practice and games every day after school in the fall, I just decided to work. There were a few girls on the team that said, "Oh my god, Amanda just quit so she could smoke weed." I don't know why they thought I couldn't do both. No, I quit to get a job. Went on a few dates. Okay, one date. There was another homecoming. I quit my job at Hollister when I got a job at the bowling alley. The bowling alley is everything. I dated a coworker of mine. He dumped me at Subway because he had feelings for an ex. Honestly, every guy that's ever dumped me and said he had feelings for someone else. And then they would like try it with the someone else, and the someone else would be like, "Ew, no," and I'd be like, "Look at me." And guess what? They all be texting me saying, "Oh my god, I miss you." I turned 18, I got my nips pierced, there was another prom, more concerts, more funky shenanigans. Definitely slept with a few people. Definitely joined #MeToo. And I graduated high school with flying colors. That didn't seem like a lot. The last 2 years of high school were awesome, and I got to know myself a little better. But summer 2015 is when things really changed. And we're gonna have to skip around the timeline a lot here, because something that happened in summer 2015 hasn't even really ended yet. But it started off good. There was senior week. I went to Avon, North Carolina with my funky friends. I also went to the regular senior week spot with some other friends. My family went to the beach. And I went to a little party. I didn't party in high school. I didn't drink. I still don't. But I was hanging out with two of my friends early in the summer, and they wanted to go to this party, so we did. One of my ex-boyfriend's ex-friends ended up being there. We had crossed paths a couple times in high school, but I hadn't seen him since he graduated, because he was a year older than me. Long story short, when he asked me to hang out the next day, I was down. And I was down for a while. We were friends, then we were more than friends, and at some point in July 2015, we were dating. He got a dog. He got an amazing dog. I started college. I lived on campus. It took me until November to realize that the relationship was abusive. I'm not going to list all of the verbal, emotional, and physical things I went through. To be honest, there's just too much, and I'd rather include nothing specific than realize later that I left a lot out. That's just my organizational brain, but it was a lot. And like I said, I was 18. I'm also constantly torn between what I went through was the worst and I want pity from everyone, and what I went through was nothing compared to what other people go through and I should be grateful. I think the truth is both. Anyways, toward November 2015, I had started calling my mom just to cry. She really got me to tell her everything. I remember her saying very confidently over the phone, "Well, he's an abuser, Amanda." I had never thought of that word. She was angry for me. I had never been angry. She was furious, and I cannot express how badly I needed that. Like I said, sometimes I think oh, what I went through wasn't that bad. It's fine. I'm fine. But at the time, part of the reason I didn't leave him is because I was convinced he needed me and that I was one of the only people that understood him and could help him. I just had a lot of faith and a lot of hope and a lot of loyalty. I thought, oh, it's just a phase. I mean, I had every excuse under the sun as to why we were going through what we were going through in the relationship and why I should stay. My mom, my older sister, and a couple of my friends ultimately gave me the perspective I needed to hate him and the courage I needed to leave him. So I told him I was leaving him. I did it over the phone, and I was with people that cared about me. Luckily for me, I didn't live with him. I don't have kids with him. We weren't married. It was fairly easy for me to get out of that relationship, physically speaking. I even moved home and commuted to school the next semester. It saved money, and to be honest, I just needed my mom. Moving forward a little, I spent Christmas with my friends. Those pictures are some of the cutest pictures we've ever taken. And I was happy, genuinely happy. I turned 19, and this is the part of the story where the timeline kind of jumps around, but the timeline isn't important here. I just want to make sure I cover how nothing really changed. It actually kind of got worse. I mean, I no longer had to physically see him, but the verbal and emotional abuse remained. We live in a world with cell phones and social media, but luckily, I was able to block him on most of those platforms. Unluckily, he was able to get fake numbers, new profiles, new emails, whatever it was he needed to do to contact me. He hit my phone with a lot of stuff. To this day, I feel a jolt of panic when I hear the default iPhone text tone sound more than twice in a row. iPhone also had this lovely thing called blocked voicemails. Sometimes I was strong enough to not look or listen, but sometimes I wasn't, and sometimes I'd even reply. So many people tried to blame me for the harassment I suffered after I left him. As time went on, the intervals between him contacting me got bigger. I replied less. It affected me less. I think time heals a lot of things, but you have to do a little bit more to change your attitude, change your life, change your narrative. And eventually it felt over. Granted, the last time he emailed me was April 2019, and it was something like, "I miss you." That's exactly what it said. But the harassment was largely over. Granted, the last time I got a harassment message was last fall of 2018, but I can tell that it is largely over. His more recent emails have included apologies and life updates, and I just feel better about the whole thing. I still experience a little trauma every now and then. I don't know what else to say about it. I really would just like my future self to remember that shit was hard, and it's okay to have triggers because it quite literally made me who I am. And I am very proud of who I am. So, emotional shit aside, let's move on to the great stuff. Let's go back to spring 2016. So freshman year wasn't the best, but it was pretty much what I expected. By the way, I was pretty damn hot freshman year of college. I got a bunch of ear piercings that I didn't keep, but I did keep, can you see this? Moving on. Boy, everybody knows summer 2016 was fire. I went to more concerts. I went to the beach. I took a lot of really, really good pictures with my funky friends. My cousin had a baby. And I was really excited to start my sophomore year. Girl, sophomore year! We're really getting close. Sophomore year, I took more bomb pics. I don't have many pictures. Remember, I was still in that harassment phase, and I was just focusing on myself and school. With the exception of like one B and a couple A minuses, I got straight A's every semester of college after I broke up with that guy. Spring sophomore year is when I met my current boyfriend. So I was still working at the bowling alley. It's a duck pin bowling alley, and there are bowling leagues. So fall bowling leagues run pretty much the length of the school year. My current boyfriend bowled in the Monday late league. I worked Monday nights. But he never really talked to me. I never really talked to him. I didn't give a shit. I didn't know his name. I didn't know how old he was. All I knew is that he ordered a chicken salad sandwich, a large Pepsi. He always wore a neon orange shirt and gray pants. He was really tall. And eventually I found out we had something in common. He claims he came up to the counter and tried to flirt with me, but hi, can I get a chicken salad and a large Pepsi is not flirting. I don't know what he's talking about. But then, one Monday night after I turned 20, my coworker came up to me, and I guess at this point, I knew his name, which is Jeremy. So she goes, "Psst, Jeremy said he wants to get you high and fuck you." Mom, I'm sorry, but I'm like looking at him, I'm like, yeah, I would do that. Of course, she's like, what? And I was like, that would probably be hot, so I'm down. I had honestly been used to guys asking me to do that, and then they would initiate everything. I mean, it was all them. We actually hung out with that coworker at first, and then we would just like hang out in the parking lot. We hung out in the Walmart parking lot a lot. And the first few times I went to his house, he never made a move, but it was fun and refreshing. And then, okay, we eventually did do that. We walked downstairs. He asked me to be his girlfriend like immediately after that. And I had only been hanging out with him for like a month. So I was like, no. So we kept seeing each other. Summer 2017. I was 20. I went to the beach a lot and opened up to the idea of actually being in another relationship, mostly because you can't deny how sweet Jeremy was. Okay, junior year. There was like a solar eclipse. I went to Las Vegas with my mom because she worked for CarMax and she made President's Club and they paid for the whole thing. I saw the Grand Canyon. I started officially dating Jeremy. I got my class ring for Hood. And as you already know, I got straight freaking A's. Junior year of college was really good. And I turned 20 fun. But I don't drink, so it didn't matter. Oh, I forgot to mention, so in February 2018, my sister got engaged the day before my birthday. I'm probably leaving something cool out, but let's get to summer 2018 because summer 2018 was amazing. My little sister graduated high school. I adopted 2 cats from my friend Jordan's house. She had a whole bunch of stray cats, orange cats, living by her house. Right after I adopted them, I went to Europe, more specifically England, with my English professor and another student. I'm just going to flood you with a whole bunch of pictures of England and Wales and literally everywhere we went because it was so amazing. I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to go back or to go somewhere just as beautiful. We went there to study the mystery plays that they did in Chester and York. They've been doing them for like centuries. It was free, the school paid for it. I just had to cough up a little bit of money for food and like souvenirs. But let's move on! I started my senior year of college, and let me tell you, honey, I look real good until I cut my hair. I think I actually have a picture of what it looked like before I got it cut. I hadn't cut my hair since, well, I think I had trims throughout college, but I hadn't gotten more than a trim since never. But I got like a foot cut off, y'all. I went and got pumpkins with Jeremy, and he's like surprisingly good at carving pumpkins. And finally, I graduated college with a bachelor's of arts in English and psychology. I graduated magna cum laude, which is different at every school. I don't know why. I think my final GPA was a 3.86. Here we are, summer 2019. I bought my first Kylie lip kit. My sister got married in June. It was really, really cool to stand up at the altar. I had never stood up at the altar before. We had a bridal shower for her in April, and that goes back with the bachelorette, because that was in May. We had a bridal shower for my friend Jordan and her bachelorette party. I was a bridesmaid in her wedding as well. And then I went to the beach with my boyfriend last week, and that's it. I probably left a lot out. Some things were just too personal. Some things were insignificant. But that's pretty much all of the major things. I am the type of person that likes to do nothing or everything. So this was kind of hard. But I'm glad I did it. And I really think one day it'll be fun to watch. It's really, really good for me, and I think for everyone, to reflect on what you've came from. Whether it's really bad and emotional, or really beautiful and happy and fun. I'm generally a very patient, optimistic person. There are a lot of hard times in front of me, and there are a lot of good ones too. But yeah, that's it. And I probably won't make another video for 6 years. I am putting fresh links to my Twitter and Instagram in the description. Thanks for watching if you watched the whole thing. Now I'm probably gonna go to Walmart and buy pizza rolls.